It's been a minute, guys. Hey, this is Trisha. I'm going to be talking about AI directing films. This is a interesting time we're in, and I know that everybody um, is worried about their job. And I never thought about it going to this end, but in this stream, let's talk about what is exactly happening and what this means in general, not just for film, but for everybody in higher levels at the job, because in no way did I ever think that directors would be replaced. So, some directors that I like are Quentin Tarantino. Definitely love him. Christopher Nolan, of course. And we're not talking about the films, we're just going to talk about the notable ones, the ones that have earned their way to the top. Martin Scorsese, people like that. But we're in a period where AI just might be replacing the directors that we love. Um, I don't know if this is like a dismal way to think about things, because I don't want to be dismal. I actually want to look at whether or not there's opportunity here and whether or not we are headed into a place where everyone, including film directors, have to worry about whether or not a bot or an agent is going to replace their jobs. Personally, I think that we should all stay optimistic. I do think that people love AI. Uh, Look, we grew up watching cartoons. We grew up watching animated films, and I know in our minds we don't think about them as like AI, but these are like fictional, made up actors performing in front of us. So we've had a taste of it. We're just not acknowledging it, and we us obviously on a different time where it's racing forward with the technologies present, because that's way different than saying somebody drew an animation. But we're here. So let's talk about the film that's to come up with this or has used a AI director. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, because um, I'm just going to talk about this because I feel like it, and other things in technology that may be affecting the situation. So here we have AI directed movie. The Sweet Idleness releases trailer amid AI actor Tilly Norwood controversy. If you're not aware, Tilly Norwood is a AI actress that have has been recently created, and it's been a big buzz in the industry because I think it's become really real that actors are going to be competing with AI, and this actress is going to get representation, and she's not real, but here we are. And that was just a few days ago where all the headlines were a buzz about this, but now we're in a situation where now we're talking about the AI director, and so Tilly might have a person to or AI person to listen to in her next film. But here we are. So a little bit about the film, I think, was key about this is key to mention because it is almost what we're experiencing. It says, and this is Variety .com, by the way. Let me just try to extend this a little bit so that you can see it. Sorry about the ads, but the Sweet Idleness depicts a tomorrow in which 1% of humanity still works, transforming labor into symbolic ritual while the rest of the population lives in freedom and leisure provided by machines. That is an interesting twist. I've always thought that like machines are going to replace our jobs, but I don't think we're going to be um, having fun and leisure while this is happening. But that makes this film an interesting twist because what if that actually happened? What if like we've been so worried about these machines taking our jobs that like when they do take our jobs, it's like, oh, where have y'all been? And I know that's like really wild because we have bills to pay. We definitely have bills to pay. But what if this happened? All right. The Sweet Idleness is the name of the movie. And so the producer uh basically had this AI agent become the guiding force on this film for the actors, and I want to say that I believe that they've had actors that were digitally used to become digital actors, and so the digital director is directing the digitalized actors that were hired for this film. That's how I interpret it. All right. They had a human in the loop. So that is also a twist because now it's like there's a human supervising these AI directors to make sure that things are going the right path. And I think in real life we're looking at AI possibly taking away the jobs and being the one in the loop directing or just I guess downsizing whatever organization they're in. But that person in the loop, the supervisor for the AI was Andre. Was it? So Andrea Ivorolino or Ivorolino. Sorry if I messed up your name. Iervolino. Andre Iervolino takes on the new role of human in the loop, the human supervisor and producer who guides, monitors, and ensures the creative production consistency of the AI process. That was his role. Um, how do I feel about that? How do you guys feel about that, to be honest? I do think that I do think okay, we should always try something new. And this AI in film thing is something new, right? But it just seems like a way to cut costs. Like you could have just paid somebody to direct the film, or you could have paid some technologists to help direct the film, but you had the AI. And how to say this? It's gonna cut costs initially when you say, okay, I don't have to hire a team of directors or a team of people to run this set. But I think ultimately it's gonna be costly in the future for film to take on AI. And I'll tell you why. You know, I think it's gonna be costly because at some point you're going to rely on technologists to be the directors of these films, or you're going to be required technologists to create these actors. And what y'all been getting away with forever is underpaying the actors and underpaying people that are working on set, especially in the come ups. And I'm not trying to point fingers or call people out, but like in the film industry, you don't get paid a lot. But in the tech industry, where you have to create these AI agents, like this director had to be created. Somebody had to make sure that there was space for the generation of the videos for this film. That is expensive. And there's no way you're going to be able to tell somebody that works in technology that you can only make $20 an hour or you can only make 17. Sometimes actors make less. I don't know what the average cost of a producer is. It's negotiated, but there's no. These technology people are making boku dollars, and so now you're in film. They're gonna expect that money. So whatever you are cutting in cost for the real people will be made up some other way, and somebody will have to pay for it some other way through the technology or the technological expert on staff that's going to be helping you generate these videos and images. I don't think i don't think we're thinking about that. Like, everything is new, and we're like, oh my god, let's try it. Let's bring in a AI this and a AI that. And yeah, we're trying it now, but it's gonna cost a lot of money. This actress Tilly Norwood, like, it's not like she comes like ready made. She's gonna have to be fine tuned. Somebody's gonna have to absorb a script. I don't know what the back end is, but this is gonna require a position in film that costs a lot of money, and people films are money strapped. They're not gonna want to pay a technologist that makes, I don't know, $100 an hour to work on this film, because that's going to be the requirement. So, to wrap this up, I'm gonna go see the movie because I do think that the story is interesting. 1% of the people are still working, and they will be the ones that are doing the work while everyone else is chilling. I want to see what that world is like, because that is an interesting way to look at the world. As far as worrying about AI directors, I I'm not gonna be too worried about that. As far as AI actresses, I'm also going to, you might call it naive, but take the not too worried about that part, because I know it's going to cost a lot to make them. And there's one key thing that I think people are missing from this whole thing about AI actors and directors. You see, the reason why that people love films, but people also like the fandom of the film, and the fandom comes with like the actors and the directors, and everybody wants to go see this person in the field. Like, if you saw your favorite actress at the coffee shop, or you saw your favorite director at the gym, like, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I saw that person. With these AI characters, with these AI directors, you'll miss the experience of seeing the people that take on these roles out in the wild, calling it the wild, or in space. And when you don't see your favorite actor and actress in real life, you there is a gap, you know. AI acting thinks that we're just looking for the acting, but we're actually looking to at a craft of a person taking on something else. And if we're missing the person, then you're saying, okay, it's only the story. And the story is a big deal, but it's not everything. It's not everything. So we're gonna go through this and see what happens. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I I'm gonna see Idol. Sorry, the Sweet Idleness, which is the name of the film with the AI director. If you guys get to see it, please come back. Say something in the comments, like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see how this AI thing is taking on film and cinema. Peace.